morning, and of course, it's Monday panel day. Of course, today there's two veterans. So, me, this one, and then this one down here. Yes, that one. That one. We call Gary, aka Wait Rose. I think Mr. Morris is off playing in the woods today. He seems to have been making a hobby horse of some kind.
On his hobby horse.
Gary just nearly lost his glasses.
On his hobby horse or building a hobby
I think,
horse? Or both.
Yeah. He's probably sat in the middle of the woods riding one. I think Mal and John will be along shortly.
Excellent.
But yeah. Still then, you're stuck with us.
Cool.
And then there's little Oldman.
Yeah. Of course, we've got modders here. She goes without saying. This one here. Yeah. Yeah. And of course, Modders is wearing her channel t-shirt as well.
Excellent.
Showing off her channel merch.
Very on brand. Well done.
There we go.
Got to be on brand.
Yeah, nurse.
Shut up.
Yeah.
That is Sonic in the background.
That's
He's already
what I
had
was
his first tune on.
in so many ways. That's what I was hoping.
Yeah. So, how's your weekend been, you two?
Busy.
Okay. Yeah. All right. It's nice coming up to a week of barbecue weather, which is fantastic. My favourite thing in the world. Getting our barbecue fired up. So that's good. Usual round of making stuff. Working on a BF10 at the moment in desert colours. Very nice. FX 172nd. Working on some other stuff. My Heinkel 70 from the Matchbox Challenge. Been building that. A few other bits and pieces. And I'm going to have to change camera because you won't see them otherwise.
Okay.
I hope you'll be impressed. I hope you will. You may not be. You may think,
we will if you find the camera.
There you go. Allow that. Yes, I will. Look. Space Marine. More Space Marines. I don't know if they've got music. I've just made that up. There we go.
Given that it's game, given who makes them, if they did have music, they'd copyright struck you for even thinking of singing it.
True.
They're very legitimate, that company.
Yes, I understand now. So, in the spirit of free use for the purposes of reporting news, the news is I've made some Warhammer figures. So this is the sergeant of his Vexillum on his back.
Nice.
Very Roman. There's a bloke on him, big gun on the back. You'll have to excuse me not knowing what any of this stuff actually is because I've never made them before. Bloke with big fist. Grr. Yeah. Bloke with a different gun. Where's my bloke? There's a bloke somewhere who is here he is. Yeah. This bloke, you see, is actually changing magazines. Isn't that cool? He's got one with a hand with a magazine in it. You just chop off the mag from the...
So which one are you going to paint in RAF colours?
Well, none of them. I think they look a bit slovenly, to be perfectly honest.
You could, if you did it in RAF colours, then you could always do it as the future RAF regiment.
Well, of course, I could sand this down and make that a future standard of the Royal Air Force. And then this could be the King's Colour Squadron.
Yeah, you could put little LEDs in their rifles and everything.
Yeah, put some LEDs on them and give them stripes and things. Yeah, but there we go. So that's
NTP.
And this guy's got some sort of strange axle or some sort of sword type thing.
isn't it?
And a strange
Yeah, it's a
weapon.
chainsword.
Yeah, whatever. As
Hello,
I say, I'm
Marley.
not
Hello.
really up on this whole thing, but they're a lot of fun to build. And I have to say, a lot of companies, especially those based in Margate, could learn a lot from how good the moulding on these was. The sharpness of the moulding on these is fantastic. I mean, really good. Little sort
Isn't it
of
all done in house?
I don't know where they do this, but I've got to say this.
I know they make their paints in house, don't they?
Absolutely superb. There's no flash, there's no sink marks, there's no undershots. The quality of the moulding in terms of design is fantastic. I mean, tiny little like Death's Head with a wing logo on the side of the firearm, for example. Absolutely beautiful. I mean, a lot of companies could look at those and go, actually, we're not all that good at this, are we? So yeah, I'm looking forward to painting them. Yeah, so that's a project for this week. I don't know how I'm going to do it or what we're going to be.
Is he going to check? Is he checking for bogeys?
No, just having I thought I'd mute myself because that's what that's decorum. I was about to say that's what blokes do, but it's not what blokes do, is it?
No. How you doing, John?
Initially, I was wondering if I clicked on the wrong stream. The first thing I heard were this bloke's got big fists. Where's me bloke? And this bloke's changing magazines. And I thought, oh yes, I must be in the right place.
Yeah, because you haven't got your subscription up for that one, have you? So.
Hello.
How you doing, John?
Good. I'm good.
How was Anzac weekend for you?
Oh, it was it was good. I wasn't so Mikey knows and Gary knows every year. Well, a couple of years it comes around. I'm just like, I don't know if I can be bothered. In not that it's too early or anything at all. It's just I still have a bit of a love-hate relationship with it all. But of course, it's not about me. So for the second year in a row, I'm glad I went. So I'll just continue to go now.
Good man.
It was good. It was very good.
I find it very cathartic, the whole exercise of that sort of remembrance and all that. I find it very cathartic, very helpful.
It's pretty good crowd too.
I would have known what it meant.
I'm sorry?
I said I'd probably find it cathartic if I knew what it meant.
We know you got Protestant, right? Well, if you believe in the Pope, that's cathartic. That's Roman cathartic.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, something like that.
I've seen it now, so I know what I'm talking about, obviously.
All right. Oh.
He's loading.
Almost. He's almost there.
All right, so I'll show you what I've been up to while Mel's loading and slowly churning in the background there.
Again.
All right. So,
hey, Mal.
Hi.
Stop pressing buttons.
I didn't touch anything.
Oh, that happens when something new pops up. Yeah. Anyway, so this is a Trumpeter 48 scale MiG-23 is progressing. It's not done yet, but it's one step closer, or a couple of steps closer. And just because it's on the bench, what I've just been working on, I'll show first because it's literally flogging the bench at the moment. Hang on, bear with me. Oh, I got to hit that button instead of just hovering over it. Okay. Right. So I'm making a cricket ball. This is a Kugelpanzer. And I've got three of the quarters made up so far. So and then I'll have stitching in between the joins and stuff like that, and it's starting to look like a cricket ball. So
excellent.
Hooray. And it's all quite neat on the back as well, really. So yeah. So I've just got one more quarter to go, and then that can continue. So that's good. I'll move that out of the way. That's cathartic. Bless you. Right.
That's
so
why
this
in the film, don't they? That's all cardinals all wear red, so it's cathartic. You're right.
Yeah, that's it. Right. So this is a Flogger B, MiG-23 MF, Polish service. not done yet. It's still a work in progress, which is why it's still glossy and everything else. But it's got little tiny bits of, I must have knocked one off. Got little angle of attack veins on the side there. There was one on top and one on the left-hand side, but they're gone now. I'll find them. Oh, no, I won't. They're so small, I'll never find them. Yeah, and the wheel wells have come up all right.
Excellent.
It's getting there. Oh, the missiles, these are the Apex missiles. The resin ones. You can't see on the screen, but there's rivets all over the big fins and stuff like that. So all I'm waiting for now, as you can see, there's holes either side of the ventral tank there. I've ordered some aphid missiles to replace the ones that came in the kit because again, like these other missiles, they're a lot smaller, but they're white, so they'll stand out like dogs, balls. So that'll happen. And what I've been doing in between, I think, just waiting for that to go ahead, is I had started the Hissy Fit, the SE5A. So what I've done on that so far is the cage for the interior. That's the center of engine at that end. Yeah, so that pops in there. Like that. This will be laced up with a bit of rigging cord before it goes in too far. And the sides of the fuselage are like that. So at the end of the day, it'll be, well, you're not going to see much of it at all, but it'll be like that. You get the idea. Yeah. So that's a bit of fun so far. So I'm going to continue with that. I could finish off my balls, but I think I'll continue with this because I have more than enough time to get that other one done tomorrow. And this is fun. That's me in a nutshell. I could have been faster, but...
And how is Maleficent?
How is Mal?
You did very well, John. I'm very proud of you. How is Maleficent?
Yeah, I'm good. Lovely sunny day here. And not doing a lot of modelling at the moment because I'm getting the bungalow ready to put it on the market. But I have applied the sky colour to the Lysander wings and as well. So that's moving on. I decided not to go with pre-shading. I'm going to go with probably post-shading and other weathering stuff.
Yeah.
I had just on the last show applied a wash to this using artist oils, sort of dark grey wash. It needs to go over. I need to go over it again in places just to where it's not taken because I didn't leave it on long enough. But that's coming on.
Lovely.
The model that should never have been started, the IAR81C, is moving on, although I want to do a bit more weathering on the fuselage. I ended up doing more and more on the wings and didn't do very much. So I've got to tie it up by doing more on the fuselage.
Yeah.
But I have been getting things ready for getting it together at the final stage with the dangly bits and stuff. Like the wheels, I painted the wheels, but when I took the masking off for the wheels themselves, after the masking I'd made myself, pulled paint off the tyres.
Yeah.
So I repainted them. Because I've seen at least 2 models flipped over by kids flipping the propeller on aircraft models and them ended up bouncing down the table. I always try and make my propellers spin. So that's what I'm doing with this. But on the kit, you've got it can't be any more than a 2 mil sticky out piece to stick the spinner onto. So I've added a tube, a Nissi tube. Also, because there's a hole through the spinner, I don't know whether that is a cannon like on Messerschmitt, but I'm assuming it might be. So that's another reason for adding tube. But unfortunately, I drilled into the engine to take it, which it does quite nicely, it's just too loose. Doesn't stay in position very well. So I've added another, because I'm an idiot, another piece of tube which will extend into the engine, and that, because that's a nice fit into that Nissi tube, holds it pretty much steady. Also, because that's a thinner tube, it's more in scale for a 30 or 20 millimeter cannon. Blazed for. But yeah, so the IAR 80 is moving on. It will definitely be at Telford. Well, say it be at Telford. It'll be ready for Telford. Whether it's at Telford is another story, because I might be moving that weekend. You never know. But yeah, that's about it. What else have I got? Oh yes, the 1/32 Hong Kong models Mosquito Mark IV had a bit of a primer coat added. Well, to part of it, it was like when I primed this, I had some left over in the airbrush, so about half the wing got primed, but nothing more than that. That's moving on. That's only been it's been a few years, but it's moving on. So yeah, I'm doing things slowly, surely. Oh, the Sea Fury. I'm still. I don't know if the decals, the stencil decals for the scheme I chose, the Royal Australian Navy, which is dark blue. The stencil decals for it are white, which makes sense. But they're on the sheet on the specific part for that aircraft, but there's no call out in the instructions for where they actually go. So I'm working out, trying to see what they look like, and it's very difficult because they're white, and then comparing them to the black decals for the other two schemes. So that's taking its time.
Yeah.
And it's decals, and who wants to do decals? Not me. So yeah,
I've been working on mine.
Oh, that looks a bit like you, doesn't it?
Oh wow!
It looks more like you.
No, it don't. I got likened to a Cyberman yesterday.
You got lichen? Are you that old?
What?
Is that old? He's grown lichen. There you go.
Whatever.
It looks like awesome. Mikey if he just fell asleep in a barber's and then woke up like, "Ew, how dare you!"
He's too skinny and he's too ginger.
I think Sonic has got the correct voice for that figure.
I think he's got the right voice for silent radio, silent movies.
It's a little bookcase tip.
It is, by the look of it. Let's have a look. Because I need to catch on with chat in a minute.
Oh. This is for one of me.
Ooh.
One of my book nooks.
Nice.
Yes.
Lovely.
That one.
Ah, cool.
I've got my bookcases, little fireplace, and the bed.
Yeah. Well done.
Lovely.
Is that what you're working on today?
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, whilst you guys crack on, I shall head through to the chat.
Righto.
Julian says, something. Evening Duke, morning Hagrid, fourth comment. I'm going to skip all the highs to people other than the ones on the panel because there's way too many. Yeah, Gary's not in. He's too busy playing in the woods with other men. That sounds so bad. Nigel says, morning all. I remembered this time. Well done, Nigel.
Ah, well played. Cool.
Yeah. Ian says, hi, Julian. Hi, Kaylee. Hi, Nigel. And hi to all on today's panel. Hey, hello. Modders said, morning, folks. Welcome in and please hit the like button if you enjoy what we do. Please do. Everyone, Julian saying hi to everyone individually. Someone saying, yeah. Katie's kind of okay. She's doing a diamond art of Elvis Presley at the minute. It's looking really good.
Oh, okay.
Scott says, good evening, everyone. Hello, Scott. Have you changed your logo?
He has. He's got the Tasmanian Devils, I think, is the AFL team that they're trying to get, to sell more.
June says, morning, Mikey, Tiff, and Gary. Don't forget John and Mal as well. Don't leave them out.
I know, we're forgettable.
They cry if you leave them
we
out.
weren't there, were we, at the beginning?
No.
We were hiding. I had to go and make a brew.
Dieter says, ooh, third month of subscription. No, it's third month of your membership, mate, not subscription. Speaking of which, this year, the other week, it was the 20th birthday of YouTube. YouTube's been going for 20 years.
That's the same as my model club.
Spooky.
Duke says, good day again, all you beautiful people. Off to work in a minute. Might have to watch you on catch up. Have a great stream. See you later, Duke.
Cheers.
Joe says, great looking shirt, Tiff.
Thank you. Available on the Beta Veteran Creates Redbubble.
It is. Joe says, got your helpful hints for supervising adult sheet, Tiff? Or hovering over the mute button? Tiff's modelling today. I'm being moddy.
Modelling and moddy. A woman of many talents.
Did says, funny YouTube says I have only 2 months. Yes, I was a few days late. Yeah. Okay. David says, have painted lots of them over the years. Beautiful moulding and details of the Warhammer figures I'm taking.
Yeah.
I've done one. I should do more.
He says, I know they used to do in-house, not heard of them going out to others. Yeah, they do the paints and that in-house in Nottingham. Apparently cathartic means healing. Okay. So therapeutic sort of thing then.
Yeah, it's healing in a quite a specific way, really.
Yeah. Julian says, morning, Mal.
Morning, Julian.
He's still forgetting John.
Well, at least if you remember, at least you said hello to me.
Yeah. Dieter says, Uncle Ozzy, fun fact, yes, the scale model competition, the bloke next to me is always making one, but the Winter Gear one. I showed him your cricket tank and another guy as well. They loved it.
Of course they did. It's brilliant.
Is John even there? Yeah, he's there. Oh, he didn't have his bloody headphones on.
Sorry, I ducked off.
Are you with us, Mr. Marley?
I am now. I had to grab a Spitfire.
Oh,
As you do.
as
Dieter says, Uncle Ozzy, fun fact, yesterday on Scale Model Convention, the bloke next to me is always making one but the Windsor Gear one. I showed him your cricket tank and another guy as well, and they loved it.
Oh, that's nice to hear. Thank you.
There you go. TBG says, Pope Wait Rose the First. Just saying. I like that. Paul says, nice models, John.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Marley.
Hang on, did Paul just give you a compliment, John?
I know. I think he's been hacked.
Julie says, that's looking really cool, John. Just don't put one of the stitching quarters on the wrong way.
Oh,
yeah, he's got sandpaper ready for it as well.
Being an Australian, yes.
Yeah.
But no, I did make. There's a couple of holes in the wrong spot. I'll just fix them later. But it'll be okay. I think the worst seam. I think I'll just put under the tank and hopefully hide it. But it's coming along.
Yeah. Julie says the wood parts on the SE5 look great, John.
Oh, thank you. So much
Not
fun.
the rest of it.
Hobby Time says, hi, guys.
Hobby Time.
Hobby Time says, hey, guys. Hey. David says, just Google Games Workshop and they cast in-house at a facility in Nottingham. There we go.
Oh, do they?
Wow. Good for them. Did a very good job.
Maybe that's a lesson for the Margate lot.
Definitely.
Lady Sam says, hi, panel and chat.
Hello.
Hello. Your friend is down in the bottom right corner.
Yeah,
Don't forget, John. Don't forget, Model Shop Wednesday. Wink, wink.
Yes, so far. Oh. So
Sounded a little bit too excited then, John.
no, because a friend of the channel, Aussie Ian. So yesterday we had our model club meeting, and
Yes.
he said, I think you go to Frontline too often. And I said, well, I was only there, I think, twice last week. And he said, it's because I got a brothel across the road, haven't they? I went, oh, is that what that place is? Oh, no, I didn't know that. So, yeah. So maybe that's why I go.
Now you're going to read.
No. Oh, no. No.
CBG says, another biplane, another wing glued on backwards.
You're not wrong.
How you doing? Hello, Sam.
Another
It's loads of
opportunity.
highs to each other again. Let's see. Jim saying hello. See, Jim does it sensibly. He says hello to all in chat. That's just too logical. Greetings to all on screen. Hello, Jim.
Come on, glue.
Apparently, Pepe looks like John at Frontline when he can't find what he wants. I think Julian's watching the wrong channel because he said Hagrid. I think it's Expectus Cockapus.
Okay.
No idea what they're talking about. Aussie Ian says, good evening. Happy Monday. Hello, Ian.
Hello.
Hello, Ian.
Your ears must be burning. Kevin says, good day, everyone. Hello, Kevin.
G'day.
Welcome in.
Julie says, Lady Sam, just so you know, retracted messages do get shown on StreamYard. It's just YouTube that deletes them. Yeah. I kind of figured out what she was trying to say anyway. Don't worry. Yeah, Scott's used saying he's got a new logo. Ian Ellison says, YouTube is 20. eBay must be a similar age, as I remember doing both in the mid-2000s. Yeah. Facebook, they all started at around the same time, didn't they? YouTube, Facebook, eBay. Jim says, marking 20 years of witch hunting words, statements, symbols, and generally getting their shorts in a bind about whatever.
That's true.
Dieter, oh, I silenced John with my praise for his cricket tank. What in the world is happening?
Well,
there's a lot of people saying hello to Jim.
It was only one cricket tank praise. It wasn't 4 or 6 of them.
See what he did there.
Many people wouldn't.
Yeah, I have absolutely no idea.
Lady Sam says, John, there's a vet across the road.
Yeah, it's next to the vet. On the right-hand side of the vet, it's a brothel. Yeah.
Adrian's in. He says, hello all. Hello.
Adrian.
This is what Aussie Ian made for the 48 and 48.
John, AD's in.
Oh, hello, AD. Been a while.
AD.
Mr. Crane Engineer himself.
The loneliness of a crane.
Let's have a look at that one. Go on. Yeah.
Isn't that lovely?
Mark 12.
Ooh.
Mark 12. Griffin engine, clipped wing. This is one of the. He tells me one of the. This is one of the ones that was chasing the V1s apparently, and that's his other one. This is a Stearman. Isn't that lovely?
That's good. Oh yes.
Yeah.
Beautiful, in fact.
You know, John, one day you're going to swipe across and it's going to go to a really dodgy picture.
Oh, yeah.
Swipe it off camera, dude, just in case.
I mean, the next one was my my license and veterans card, so yeah, it's just it wasn't.
Sonic says, just got the laptop on. Hey, guys. Hello, Sonic. Hello, Lady Sam. Dieter says, Uncle Dragon, Julian TBG, and I are trying to come up with a papal name for Waitrose when he is elected Pope. So far, we have had Expecto Rosarium and Expectus Coccupus.
Expectus Coccupus.
Everyone knows I'll be Pope Innocent, for goodness sake.
Pope Innocenti the 47th.
Pope Styrene II. June said, Mikey, what's the disabled isn't a dirty word sticker on your cutting mat? It's one from Scope. Kay got a set of them. So she gave me some. That way. Not privilege and business. And then there's another one at the top here that says disability rights are human rights. Yeah, I just thought they look nice. Deed says, fact, I got John's cricket puns is mildly disturbing, as we don't play cricket here on the mainland of Europe. Well, maybe the French try to. Belgians don't.
The French try to.
AD says, not today, Mikey. I'm working on my Subarus. Nice.
Ooh.
Aussie Ian says, wow, I'm YouTube famous. Yeah, it's about 21 people, mate. There you go. Very good work, Aussie Ian.
He really is.
And then Sonic and trying to speak Latin to each other. Sorry, go on.
No, I'm just saying, no, it was, really, he does really nice work, as does everyone in the club.
Yeah. He said yours is shit, though.
Yeah.
Oh, you're joking. He didn't.
No, he
said it's as good. He said it's as good in real life as it is on camera.
Yes, and then he burst out laughing.
Dieter and Scott Sonic are just putting Latin words together to make a name for Waitrose. TVG's put, can't he be Pope Warhammer's 40k? Junior says, I thought we were deciding names if they had an Aussie Pope. Then that'd be Skippy the first, wouldn't it?
Maybe.
Dieter, in 15,000 years, he could be TBG, as we need 39,999 Warhammer's popes before him.
Oh, crap. Knock the camera.
Ian says, I'll put some pics of the Stairman on Discord. Yay. 80 says, Mikey, I've sent you a pic on Messenger. Ooh, that's worrying. Dieter says, Julian, in that case, Walrus the Australius. There you go. Finally caught up on chat. Right, what's
Yay.
80 sent me? Oh, he sent a picture of his Subarus. Okay, I can show them on camera. Let's show people 80 Subarus that he's done. Ba-ba. There we go.
Oh, that's awesome.
Cool.
Well done.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. There you go.
Are
Well
they
done,
both
80.
Camia, 80, or let us know more.
Yeah. Sonic says, stick it on back with us.
Yeah.
No, you just get it. Dieter's what, in case he got hit by John, Walrus Roadkillus. Why would he be driving at a walrus? He has some very vivid imaginations, you lot.
They're
Right.
just being creative.
You're not wrong. Right. Now then.
Now then.
Need to put some shadows into this. Now.
Come on.
So, that, a little bit of that. TVG says, Dieter, they'll be busy in Korea cloning Waitrose by 39.999th. They should have ironed out a few of the kinks.
Of which there are many.
Iron out the wrinkles. Dieter says, Uncle Dragon, it says Walrus, not Walrus.
Oh, yeah.
Walrus. There you go.
That's different.
Walrus is more fun. 80 says, yeah, John, both are Tamir. One is the 1999 WRC, the other is the 2001. There we go.
Okay.
World Rally Championships.
Excellent. Yes. Indeed.
So Paul's in a different state. Apart from the state of
Alarmed.
confusion, he's in the state of Queensland today.
Yeah.
You and your states and territories. Is it Queensland where Cairns is?
Yes.
Yeah.
amongst other places.
Nice.
So he's not too far from Cairns at the moment. I'll have to double check.
Yeah.
It's a fair way, but probably a couple hundred k's.
Paul says, bloody gorgeous models there, Aussie Ian. Yeah. And Sonic says, old Roman poem, Micabus Sitabus on the Descanorum, Descibus Collapsibus, Mikey on the floor. There we go.
Oh,
Very good.
It was found in the ruins of Pompeii, I believe.
Yeah.
oh dear.
Dietz has just come up with a picture for the Walrus Pope. You all ready for this?
Oh, yeah.
Love that.
Oh dear. That's funny.
Well, had I, of course, studied Latin at school beyond year 3, which I didn't because I didn't like it terribly much, I could probably have worked out something like, I don't know, Simia Petri would be ape of the rock, perhaps.
Yeah.
So Pope Simia Petri, that sounds quite cool to me.
Yeah, that works. The only Latin I know is what's on my arm. See? There you
Oh, let's say this way up.
go. Yes, John, it says this way up. It says right arm, and then on the other one I've got left arm.
Did you get them
Just
the
in
right way
case.
around?
Just reminds me of Sonic says I keep needing to get tattoos. I say left and right on my hand because I keep forgetting which way is left and right. I'm trying to give directions.
You just hope the tattoo artist also doesn't have that problem.
No. My tattoo artist is one of my best friends. He wouldn't do that to me.
There's a lad in our unit who he was Scottish, but he was also dyslexic, and he went to get a Scottish tattoo on his arm, Scotland, the word Scotland tattooed on it. And he was coming around showing all the lads, like, oh, look at this new tattoo, isn't it lovely? And everyone was laughing. He said, what's the matter? And one lad went, how do you spell Scotland? And he went, Scotland. Why? And he went, now look at your arm. And he went, yeah, what's wrong with it? He went, are you dyslexic? And he went, yeah. And he went, I thought so. He said, they've missed the L out. He left our unit not long after and went into the Black Watch with a Scotland tattoo.
So did he get a black
He was
watch
not-
tattooed on his wrist?
No, he probably got a back watch. Or backwash or something like that.
I was just about to say that.
Jim says, Mikey, as the lead in the stage, play Iberdicus. Very good, Jim. Deed says Oshita Walrus Pontificus Electicus Hilarious. Very good. Sonic says people will be clapping like seals at that one. I still remember some pig line from the grammar school days. Yeah, that's because my granddad taught me that because he learnt it when he was in school.
Mm-hmm.
Sonic says chair farts one. I am Farticus. He's not here. He's playing in the woods with a group of men, probably wearing hooded robes and getting ready for tonight's festivities where they dance around the campfire in their Y fronts. Oh,
that was not an image I needed.
No.
Gary and his wife was dancing around a bloody campfire. Thing is, you can just imagine he's like jumping up with his right leg and right arm at the same time.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, dear me. Oh. June says Hagrid, apparently the European Cricket Council has 33 members: Austria, Belgium, Croatia, Czech Republic, Denmark, England, Finland, France, Germany, Gibraltar, Guernsey, Hungary, Ireland. Continued. Ireland, Man, Israel, Italy, Jersey, Luxembourg, Netherlands, Norway, Portugal, Romania, Scotland, Spain, Sweden. There we go. It must be difficult playing it in Scotland. They'd be playing downhill all the time. Or uphill. Jim says, best tattoo spelling error I recall is the word believe, incorrectly spelled on a man's forearm in huge letters.
Nope. Best one I've ever seen is the word regret spelt wrong on someone's
Oh.
arm. It said regret.
Well, that is especially good.
Regret. No, sorry, was it no regrets? They said no regret.
Dorcosaurus is in. He says, good morning, people. Hope everyone is doing well today. Hello, Dorcosaurus.
Hi,
Hello.
Dorcas.
Well done. You made it just under an hour into the stream this time. TVG says, Pontifex Bellum Primus Cudit. Go on, wait, Rose. What's that? You had a posh education. Primus is first, I think.
Bellum is war. Pope war first. Something, I don't know. It's not Naffy, I know that.
Pope Warhammer the First.
Warhammer. There
Maybe
you go.
Pope Warhammer the First. There we go. I translated Latin. Yay. Just says, really not sure why Israel is in the European Cricket Council. I don't know, and I don't care. Jim says, hey, Dorcosaurus. Jim says, hey, Dorcosaurus, is the show almost over? Dorcosaurus says, halfway through. And I've yet to put brush to styrene.
I can take over if you want me to.
No, it's fine. It's Mondays. I don't mind doing it on a Monday. I don't mind. You want to mix it up?
So I've got a song stuck in my head now. Edith Piaf singing "No Regret à Rien."
Oh dear. Right. TVG is saying Sumus Pontifex Loanus Ale Septimum Aversi.
I'm Pope John
Something.
7th.
Oh yeah, Septimum would be 7th one. I don't know. I'm not clever enough. Sonic says, that was me sneezing in the background. The thought of us Scots playing cricket set off my allergies.
Scots have got a very fine cricket side.
Is that the thought of Scots doing cricket or the thought of you doing exercise, Sonic? Thought of you getting out of bed before dinner time.
He is technically up out of bed before dinner time. He is most mornings when he's here.
To be fair, if he's up most mornings, then he's up before dinner time most days. Because morning is noon. Dinner time is noon, isn't it?
I rest my case, Your Honour.
Okay. So it meant Pontiff John the Wings on Backwards the 7th.
God. Actually paused and double checked then. Yeah.
Jim says, very good, Sonic. Paul says, Pope, oh Lord, have mercy. Ian says, lap my ass off, Sonic. And Sonic says, I'd rather play golf. It is a Scottish game. So is tossing the cable, but I don't do that.
Much.
Ian says he's laughing so hard I misspelled Sonic. Did you spell it Mario?
It's alright, I spelled Sonic wrong once. He was known as Sinnock for a while. Well,
Sinnock the Magnificent.
Like I said,
Sinnock the Small and Spiky.
Oh, now I have to get a little figurine for you. See if I can get like a little hedgehog one. And paint it.
June says Google Translate got it wrong as usual. Pope John the 7th, the 7th wing, turned back. Yeah, they're not literal translations, though, are they? When you translate between languages, they're approximations of what it's trying to say.
Bugger. Dear, dear.
Hey, Sprue's in. He says, hi, Mikey, panel and chat. Hello, Sprue. Not seen you for a while. How the devil are you doing? Jim says, greetings, Sprue. So, is anyone in the chat working on anything today?
Oh, you've gone all muffled.
I have.
Yeah, you went all muffled there.
Well, just for a moment, you sound like Mario Underground.
How about now?
Ooh, I can hear more like Neil Diamond. Oh.
Oh, yeah.
Back to the walrus.
Oh.
Cuckoo, cuckoo.
TVG says Nolly Oblivisky Velut et Scribe. There we go. Lube and subscribe, people. Lube and subscribe. Sprue says, Mikey, how are you getting on with the flesh tone paints? I'm actually really enjoying them. Now that I've figured out how to use them properly, I'm actually quite enjoying them. Dieter says, Mikey can solicit to do Duffman's voice on The Simpsons. Duffman! Oh, yeah. TBD says, hi, Sprue. See, I don't think my voice sounds that deep at all.
Well, it does when you put it on a deep voice.
Well, yeah. Kind of makes sense. But 3 of you have met me in real life. I don't think my voice is that deep, is it? I mean, obviously, it's going to be deep compared to yours, Tiff, but...
Well, yeah. That's pretty much a given.
You say that, but look at Joe Pasquale. His voice is significantly higher than yours. Dieter says, by the way, walrus in Latin translates as Odobinus Romerus or something. I don't know. I must be lying. Jim says, I want to enter into the Duffman voice competition. Very good. Dieter, that actually works for Waitrose. Waitrose! Oh, yeah.
Why can't I glue that? I'll try another tactic.
I like Waitrose the chimp. I like Waitrose the chimp in the intro.
Yeah.
Who's got the sniffles?
Yeah, it's me, sorry.
No, I have as well.
Oh,
Spreading.
But,
Computer virus.
no, I've got hay fever.
Well, stop sticking your head in there. Hey?
Mikey, I live in a bloody park. The fact that they've planted a massive load of bloody daffodils, like all over the place, and they've cut the grass this morning.
Huh.
Have you thought of purchasing hay fever tablets?
I've got some somewhere.
Well, that would be a wise idea.
I went to look
somebody's
for
got
my
a ring
phone.
doorbell.
Yeah, that's good.
I went to look for my phone to see, so I could open up the app and see who was at my front door.
Sonic says, or Otto, the school bus driver, the coolest Simpson character, in my opinion. Oh, we missed Julian. Julian says, my favourite faux Latin was from Terry Pratchett's Sodomy Non Sapiens. Buggered if I know. Yes. Dieter, no, I meant Waitrose's papal name, Odobinus Maris. Yeah. There we go. Jim says, Joe Pasquale, he owned an Italian restaurant in Chicago until he washed up on the shores of Lake Michigan. There we go. Paul says, Pontifex Luben of subscriben. Jenny says, I take loratadine every day for my hay fever. Loratadine doesn't work for me. I use sertraline hydrochloride, but I only take it on days where I actually have hay fever. Otherwise, your body develops a tolerance to it, and it's no use then. Sonic says, Modders, the tent-dwelling bat who lives in a park. Are you saying that your missus lives in a tent, Sonic? I'll be very careful about what you say about your missus. You are fairly close. You are within striking distance. I would be careful.
He's on the couch on the other side of the room. If he's not careful, he
Still
loses
striking
couch.
distance.
You have to sit on the floor. I'll pull the carpet up so you have to sit on concrete.
Oh, I love the thing doing that.
Oh, crap.
Dieter says, I have to use very heavy version of cetrizine for my hay fever as my body is not handling normal concentrations at all. Yeah, medication is affected by size, height, weight, all sorts. Male, female. So, yeah, some people require high doses, but cetrizine hydrochloride you really shouldn't take more than recommended dose.
No.
It can, because it can affect your respiratory system. Jim says, Sonic, my favourite character is Krusty, closely followed by Otto, Chief Wiggum, Ned Flanders, Smithers, and Big Tony. There you go. One of the cool things about The Simpsons is so many of the characters are played by a small number of voice artists.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Julian says, Sonic is within throwing distance of sharp and heavy objects. Helpful luck.
No, I'm not gonna.
She could always throw the cat at him. You could always throw the cat at him. The cat lands on its feet anyway. That just means it'll stick its claws in his head.
Willow loves him too much.
Yeah, but I'm sure she's flying to him at 20 miles an hour or something. She'll still dig her claws in his head to try and stop herself.
I like how you think I can throw a cat at 20 miles an hour.
I could.
It's got to have some sort of velocity to it to be airborne.
Yeah, but not 20 miles an hour.
I don't know. You think, right, when bowlers are doing cricket, they're bowling at about 90 miles an hour. So 20 miles an hour isn't much for throwing something.
Where are you at, Willow? Yeah.
In fact, that's something Weight Roses know, cricket bowling speeds. You there, Weight Rose?
He went to answer the door, didn't he?
Oh, yeah, of course he did.
Speaking of kitties, there she is.
Hello, kitty.
Oh, hello.
And then, go down the way.
Right, no. There you go. That one. June says there are apparently only six actors who do the Simpsons voices for the main characters. There we go.
It's 5 more than Warner Brothers.
That's 5 more than this channel as well. Jim says Dan Castellaneta used the Chicago Kids show character Bozo the Clown and as an inspiration to voice Krusty. There we go.
There we are. Oh no.
Yeah, I think next time I go pedal, I'll have to get that no singing sticker.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Point taken.
Hint, hint, John.
Do you take that hint, do you, John?
Yes, with a dose of sarcasm.
Junior says Nancy Cartwright apparently plays 7 of the characters in Simpsons. Yeah. She's the one that does Bart and everything, isn't she?
Yeah.
Apparently one of the things she likes to do is record herself going around McDonald's drive-thrus speaking as Bart Simpson to do the orders. Because why not?
Because why not? Oh, there we go again.
Well, help yourself, can you?
Well, you know, my FM station at the moment is Two Faces by Bruce Springsteen.
So it's almost like you have some form of ADHD or something. There you go. Yeah, going back to Sprue's question before, I'm finding the paints really nice to use, but because flesh tones are sort of red based, one thing I'm finding is I find it quite difficult to do the tones being red green colorblind.
Looks alright though.
It's just trying to blend them in. That's a problem. There you go. It's really weird because everything I say on here, I can hear it a few seconds later in the living room because Kay's got it on the telly as well, or on her phone.
Oh, okay.
Sonic says some of the drive-through voice pranks I've seen heard are brilliant. Yeah. Jim says Joe Montana as Big Tony, Kelsey Grammer as Sideshow Bob, the late Phil Hartman voiced Lionel Hutz, and the late Marcia Wallace was Miss Krabappel. There we go.
Yeah.
I don't know. I very rarely watch it these days.
Yeah, same.
I would say grown up. It's because I've grown up, but you know, I'm making plastic models.
Yeah, but I wouldn't say that's childish. That's you having a hobby. It's not childish.
It depends who you ask, doesn't it? Because I've been told it's playing with toys and it's quite childish by one or two people.
Yeah, but
they're clearly numpties.
Exactly.
They don't understand the hobby. It's art, I think. A form of art. Artistic expression.
In some cases.
Yeah. John's doesn't count.
no.
Well, no, because he puts things on backwards.
See, that's just called surrealism.
It's called artistic license.
Absolutely. See, John, we do stick up for you now and again.
Absolutely.
Hmm.
I'm on. Trying to get the thing to glue down.
You've thinned the glue down.
No, trying to get this thing to glue down.
Oh. I was going to say, why are you thinning the glue down?
Or what are you thinning it with?
Yeah.
Why is that not
It's
working?
mere extra thick, knowing John.
Maybe that's what. Why isn't that gluing? Stainless,
Is it resin?
Steel to plastic with super glue. Why are you not glue?
Is CA gone off?
Well, it's worked with everything else so far.
Just gone off.
Like this minute.
That second, yeah.
It just saw you coming and went, I've had enough of this.
Yeah.
I'm sick of being abused and put on backwards. You used to put things on backwards all the time.
Here we go. Oh.
Going on strike. Going on strike until he stops singing at me and starts using me to put things on correctly.
So a permanent strike then?
Yeah. Ambitious at
Yeah.
best.
So what have you put on wrong in the last week or so, John?
Nothing really. Nothing comes to mind.
Yeah, I can't think of it. Oh, except when you did that hole wrong on cricket ball, but other than that, you've done all right last week, haven't you?
Trying to think. No, so far. Well, that MIG's gone together okay. I haven't got anything backwards on that. Just there's a couple of bits that I put on that are no longer on. You know what? Maybe my super glue's going off. Did this work this time? Yes.
Sonic says,
Opinions are like bumholes. Everybody has one.
Here we go. Ian says, model kits are not toys. Models are like art and history combined. I'd say everything else I have are toys. There we go. Sonic says, especially model railways. There we go. Speaking of which, Mr. Morris, who is at this present moment dancing in his white fronts in the woods with a group of men round a fire, got to meet Pete Waterman at the weekend.
Oh. At the what do you call it? NEX, NEC. What do you call it?
NEC, yeah.
Yeah, rather him than me.
The NEC show. Key Model World.
Key Model World, yeah.
Yeah, he was there with Steph, James, and somebody else.
Yeah.
Can't remember.
Steph
Aye,
James.
that'd be it. That'd be
What
it.
the hell?
What's the matter with you now, Marley?
It's just still not gluing.
CA's gone off.
It's gone on strike.
Oh, Ebony.
He wants better working conditions. He wants fair representation and better working conditions. I am liking this. I'm not reading out those last two comments because that's just getting silly and vulgar.
No, it's from a show called Beavis and Butthead.
I don't watch it.
Me either. Because it's stupid.
Stupid is a stupid dud, man. Sonic says, wasn't keen on Beavis and Butthead TV show, but the movie was good. I didn't watch that either. Dieter says, well, whether you like them or not, they did leave a lasting impression on the world at large. I don't know, did they?
Now then.
John, are you heavy breathing into your microphone?
Well, I can't hear myself. Maybe I did once.
Ah.
Well, that.
Yeah.
Didn't mean to. Sorry.
Sure. Just don't want Mal getting all hot and bothered. Thought you heavy breathe. It's not good for his heart at his age.
No wrong with my heart.
What heart?
Yeah, exactly. What heart? Thanks. Yes, true. What heart?
You have to have a heart to have a problem with it.
This is true.
Dieter says, I won't speculate whether that impression was good or not. Sonic says, at least it was recognised, Dieter. What are you talking about? Junior says, back. The Beavis and Butthead one.
Mm-hmm.
Junior says, me neither, Mikey. Not watched a single episode of Beavis and Butthead or seen the movie. It left zero impression on me. Exactly.
Same.
Yeah. Far too lowbrow for us. Dieter says, yep, Sonic, we contributed to more nonsense on YouTube.
Right.
So we got 13 likes out of 21.
Nice.
Probably all it's worth.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
I blame you.
I can leave if you
We were
like.
highbrow. We had weight rows and everything.
Could have been a contender.
Contender with reality.
Oh no.
Dieter says, Mal, your dinner is ready.
Is that what Data says? Can you tell from Belgium?
Yeah. Well, that's what Mrs. Mal says. I didn't realise until the other day, actually. I've been watching House on DVD, and I was watching the series where he's in the psychiatric hospital, and the psychiatric hospital is actually called the Mayfield Psychiatric Hospital.
Ah, yes.
Yeah.
Which I actually thought was quite funny.
What are you suggesting?
That you have your own hospital. Dieter says,
It's necessary, of course.
fact, you know what we're talking about? Irrevocably makes the point. There we go. Sonic says, the good old days when kids actually knew it was nonsense. Yeah.
Yeah.
The better looking Marley says, off topic, while on topic, have you seen that drill-worthy Qatari at BF 109K?
I sure have. And
John drooled.
well, it does look good. There was oh no. I'm going to get political for a moment, but only just. There was an announcement from Qatari saying that due to the tariffs, they're not going to be exporting to the US. So more for us.
Yeah.
Clearly.
John drooled so much that Bronwyn slipped and broke a hip.
Well, because that is, I would do one because I really enjoyed that last one. They are sublime kids.
Okay,
But,
right, yeah,
Kits.
yes. No, it's just when you said I would do one, and then you said kit. I'm like, oh right, yeah, okay, it makes sense.
Show us your kits. Lovely.
It's a sticker in the merch store. It's also a T-shirt as well.
Yeah, but there's no way.
Oh no,
like I
that's
said to
get.
Ron, there's no way a
Get your kits out.
56-year-old man walking around with a hoodie that says "Show us your kits" is going to be socially acceptable.
It actually says get your kits out.
Oh,
No, it doesn't.
yes,
It says
we know
shows
what I
your
mean.
kit.
No,
Shows your
doesn't
kits.
it?
And it's in, it says
I'd
get your
be
kits out, does
accosted
it?
in the street.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I dare someone to walk around Telford wearing one of those.
Yeah, you never know. Someone just.
I'd do it at Telford because there's no women.
Excuse you?
Well, you know what I mean. There's not many women. You know that.
John, pedal a bit faster, mate.
No, she knows exactly what I mean. She's been there. Like, there's
So there are women then.
male.
So
Am I not wrong?
What is going on?
what's happening?
Julie says, no, the fact I know what you're talking about just means I remember it was something I never watched when it was on background.
Yeah.
Kaylee says, it's not me.
Some butthead.
It's not me saying subtle. There you go. Apparently Kay's saying subtle. Sonic says, makes a change then Kaylee. Laugh out loud. Hope you're doing good.
Yeah.
Dieter, still, Uncle Jules, yet agree with you nonetheless. Like the soundtrack, better than the movie, as yes. I saw that, and I can honestly say it was about borderline stuff and not to watch it more. Yeah. I don't know, it just seemed like silly nonsense to me. I'm never really bothered with it. The sort of thing that you'd probably find funny if you were stoned off your tits or something. Dieter says, all. Katari makes some brilliantly tooled kits. There we go. Sonic says, still trying to think of more ideas for stickers. Good.
Oh.
I did come up with another one. That's
Fortunately, there's a spare. Let's do that. Oh, dear, oh dear.
Rotate. I did come up with this one in the and I've put it in the members only one.
Yes, that looks good.
Yeah, so on. It's cool. Member of the usual system.
Yeah. I think that works. I put the no singing ones on the other day as well.
Yeah.
Oh, Gary's back.
Completely by coincidence, 2 days after Tiff made 2 orders.
Well, I made an order and Sonic made an order.
Yeah. But we both know who paid for it.
No, he did.
Sonic says, still wow. Go Sonic. He says, still trying to think of more ideas. Kaylee says, she's not doing that great, to be honest. She's just dropped a tub. Oh, you poor bugger. I'm taking it she means a tub of the beads that she used for diamond.
Yeah. Yeah, that's... Yeah.
I wondered why you were shouting. Julian says, Hagrid, the upcoming Hurricane Mark 1 looks gorgeous. Joe says, not to the US. Maybe I can get one of you to smuggle it to me for $1 million. What's your saying? 1 million is much anymore. Well, British, £1 million sterling is more than $1 million anyway.
So the better looking Marley would like. Well, I've got a bit of news for him. This and Mal knows this already. Yesterday on the Models for Heroes live stream, we play a game called Sprue or Pulse, where they show a kit and you've got to pick the from the box art or a sprue. You pick the scale, the manufacturer, and subject matter. And the one Steph had was a Tamiya 124 scale Porsche 956, the Rothmans one that Bernd Schuppen won Le Mans.
That
Which is
gorgeous.
my favourite racing car. So I think Steph picked up on the fact that I love that car, and I've literally been looking for it for years. So at no cost to me, other than postage, she's sending that my way. Isn't that a wonderful gesture?
It is.
Yeah.
And the decals are slightly yellowed, but he's got replacement decals in the box too. So I am so impressed. Steph's my friend. I shall hold him and pet him and hug him and feed him.
I'm sure he'll love you for it.
Just don't feed him after midnight. I'll get him wet.
Yeah.
Or interrupt him.
Yeah. But that's so good on him. He said it's a car. He doesn't do cars, but I do on occasion. As Paul knows, he bought me another one of those Tamiya kits that I loved doing back in the Pluky youth. So,
You had a youth?
I did.
Wow. Was your hair white then, or were you born with white hair, like an albino?
Bit here, bit
Did
there.
your wife get very tight then, John?
I'm sorry?
Did your shreddies get very tight then? Because you went very high pitched.
Oh.
Wow, we've got some chat to catch up with.
Shush.
David says, John, I thought that said something else, but it says John stop digging. I thought it said something else. I misread the word digging.
Oh. Yeah. Well, I still don't understand what that is. It's been explained to me a couple of times. I still don't understand. It doesn't sound like fun, whatever it is, but
2 seconds. I need to cut this cotton off my t-shirt before it catches and pulls any more of the stitching open.
Oh, how are we doing for time?
Hey, John, I was just thinking, mate, if you do come back to Telford anytime, and you want that bet about that T-shirt, I'll take you up. I will pay you to wear that T-shirt you were mentioning, right? On the basis that you explain it to Valeria from ICM.
That's a challenge, isn't it?
Well, I'll pay it 50 quid to Models for Heroes if you do it.
I think that, but you won't hear the answer because you'll be too busy pissing yourself laughing over in the corner.
No, I'll be pissing myself laughing right next to you, my friend. Don't you worry.
As will I.
But you want to do it? 50 quid. Models for Heroes. Absolutely.
Sounds like a bet to me.
Does.
You got to do it now because it's for Models for Heroes, and you look like a complete dick if you say no.
Yeah, that's it. In front of the whole 20-year-old YouTubes, yeah.
No.
We don't. I don't think we have any 20-year-olds. I mean, it's weird. We've got like a massive gap in the age demographics. I think. So I think it goes from like modders who's 30 down to Morgan, who's 13. So we've got quite a big gap in the age.
Don't forget Nia's 9.
Yeah, but
She does watch.
that's what I'm saying. There's still a gap between 13 and 30.
Yeah, well, that's the whole problem that model making has as a hobby, as an industry.
Yeah.
There's a massive gap of demographic.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's weird, isn't it?
Does that mean
Julian
there's a
says,
gap
John, would you
between-
like a bigger show? Sorry, go on, Mal.
Oh,
I'm
doing fine.
Does it mean that there's a big gap between 30 and my age? Well, there is, but
No, because Gary's 62.
oh, right, okay.
So there's about a 10-year gap, isn't there?
I'm 63.
63, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, so there's a 10-year gap between you two, isn't there?
More or less.
More or less. And there's a roughly 10-year, there's a 12-year gap between Gary and John. Yeah, there we go. So apparently people come to modelling every 10 years.
Yeah.
Based on that, yeah.
Yeah. Kaylee says, beads everywhere.
Oh, no.
No.
Bugger.
Sonic says, Mikey has a new job then. Mikey does not. Paul says, Dieter, was that brilliantly toolkits or brilliantly cool? I think it's both. Dorkosaurus says he needs more coffee. I know the feeling. Jim says, John, your entry for yesterday's was way too easy.
I'm sorry, I missed that. You were muffled.
Why did he use the...
No, your voice muffled out.
Muffled again?
Mid-sentence. Yeah, just for once. It's back again. Can you read the last comment, please?
Oh. Jim said, your entry for yesterday's Sprue or False was way too easy. It could be because I'm turning my head away from the microphone to look at the screen.
Maybe. It's
So
just a once.
2 seconds. I will try and correct that. But I understand why it's happening. There we go. I can look at the screen. I'm talking to the microphone
we
now.
play it again now and see if the rest of the viewers think it was too easy.
Go on.
Just give me a moment. I'll just
Well, go on then. You sort the kit out and I'll just get through. I'll rattle through the chat.
Yep.
Jim says, agree with you, Ian. Julian, note to self, do not drink when watching the stream. Nearly spat my cup of soup out laughing. Sonic, as long as it's not chicken soup, and then your carer comes in and you got white stuff all drooling down your chin. That'd look really dodgy. Sonic says, Rick and Morty is garbage. An animated Back to the Future rip-off attempt of what I've seen anyway. Yeah. Dieter says, John is a dwarf and he's digging a hole, a diggy hole. Yeah. Whoops, there we go again. David says, when you commented on the woman at Telford, stop digging the hole any deeper.
Yeah.
Dieter, I did enjoy Bluey a lot. Well made, very educational, in a fun way, more appropriate a cartoon than many contemporary garbage.
Oh, it's fantastic.
Paul Price, he said. Paul Price says, evening all. Hello, Paul.
Evening.
Dieter, Nia introduced it and could not help watching it. When she learned it was actually about an Australian dingo family, she was even more enamored with it. There we go.
Oh, they're not dingoes, they're blue heelers.
She started modelling at the age of 6, but she, yeah. There we go. Literally. Sonic says Rocco's Modern Life. Is that Wallaby or something? Dieter, oddly enough, I kind of started at the same age as Nick, come to think of it. David says, so I'm positively ancient at 71 then. No, you're younger than Mal.
Just.
You're over 71, aren't you, Mal? Just about.
Yeah, 72. Just.
There we go. You are the grandfather of the channel. Julie says, interesting. I just saw I just saw a graphic of alcohol deaths per 100,000 in different parts of Europe. Italy and Spain very low. UK, as is the UK as a whole. Scandinavia is very, very high. Well, that's because they've got nothing to do because of the long nights. Dieter, everyone, thanks for the fun stream. Got to go back to work. See you tomorrow.
Sure.
Julie says, especially as the carer would have made it, Mikey. Yeah. John, by showing the name Grey Nurse as a first look at the cover box, it was a dead giveaway for me. There you go. And everyone's. Kaylee says, wowzers, that's old, Mal.
It's not old.
It's all right, Mal. I reminded her that she's 40 next year.
72 isn't it? My daughters are 40 odd. 72 is
That's
not
why
old.
I remind her. She says she calls me an old man.
Yeah.
Kay calls me an old man, and I just say to her, well, I'm not the one that's 40 next year.
So here's an impromptu true or false. This is a repeat of the Models for Heroes stream yesterday. I'll turn these lights off so you get less. All right, so what I want is manufacturer, scale, and subject matter.
Qatari 148 Grey Nurse Mark 9 Spitfire.
1 out of 3.
Grey Nurse, I'm guessing it's a Mark 8 Spitfire.
Manufacturer?
It's not the ethics one because it's the wrong angle. I'm going to guess Edward.
Oh my god, it was too easy. Yeah.
Did you look on Discord yesterday, John?
What's Discord?
You know James, the guy I played D&D with, Squarish?
Yeah.
He put some pictures up in Discord yesterday because he was actually filming the real Grey Nurse Spitfire.
Oh wow!
There's a couple of them.
Because he volunteers at the Spitfire Visitor Centre in Blackpool, and it was there taking off and everything. So he was filming it being maintained and stuff and refueled.
Right. There's one here as
I
well.
don't think that's the original.
No, none of them are.
No.
Drunk. Yeah.
June said apparently it's low in countries that disapprove of drunkenness.
So I've got a thing behind it. Look, this is the so the interior before I sort of button it up. But as you can sort of see, I've got the the rigging, diagonal sort of bracing.
Lovely.
So the instrument panels on. That's all photo etch. The next step is what am I about to do? Oh yeah, there's 2 magazine holders for the the rotary ammunition.
Sunday
It's like a Tommy
time,
gun, if you think.
wipers time.
Yeah, so there's one above the dash and there's one now in between the pilot's feet there. So that's about to get sort of like that'll go in there. You get the idea. But wrong way around, Miss Brown.
Ooh, that's what I was going to show you.
Yeah, so it'll go like that. So that's all right, eh? Isn't that lovely?
That should be right.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Really nice, man.
Yeah, well done, buddy.
That's me. So won't do me at the end of the show then. But that's pretty cool.
Yeah. I got a new book the other day.
Oh yeah?
This one. I'll zoom out so you can see it.
Kitchener's Mob.
Yeah. It's about the people who signed up when Kitchener called for volunteers during the First World War. I didn't realise, but when they called up, they were issued uniforms, but they weren't issued khaki uniforms. They were issued blue uniforms. Which I thought was interesting. But this is a really good book. Got some really nice photos and everything. And it goes all into the history of Kitcheners. So from when they first started advertising and stuff like that, and putting the call out for volunteers, all the way through to the end of the First World War, and who's involved, and the politicians, and all sorts.
Wow.
There's photos. There you go. That's the original blue. That was the blue uniform they were issued.
Oh wow.
And then eventually, they got issued khaki uniforms like the regulars and the territorials. So yeah, that's something I never knew. And there's
I
another.
certainly didn't know that either.
There you go. Another guy in the blue. In the original version of the blue uniform, they changed. They added pockets onto the chest, and then put give it a peaked cap after a while.
Oh, that's not a peak cap. That's his haircut.
It's a fine moustache, isn't it?
Seen better.
There you go. And the reason they were issued them is because when the initial, I think it was something like 200,000 signed up, and they were only expecting 100,000 to sign up. So they didn't have enough kit and equipment. But what they found was young women were going around and trying to publicly humiliate any man that was in civilian uniform, trying to make him out to be a coward.
Okay.
Even when they were told, we've already signed up, we're just waiting to be called up. So what they ended up doing is issuing them with the blue uniforms to show that they were at least in some sort of uniform organization to stop these women doing those, trying to publicly humiliate him and things.
How strange.
And now look what women
There's a
into.
film about that called White Feather, I think.
Yeah.
Yes.
Women these days apparently like a man in uniform.
Yes. Paul says Mark 1 Supermarine Spitfire Airfix 124th trainer version. Jim says can't have enough Aussie Spitfires in the model collection. Sonic says are the wings on back to front, John?
They were momentarily. Yeah.
Ian said I saw the grey nurse flying about yesterday. I was on the coast and my brother was on the Pennines and he saw it too. Yeah, they were taken off from Blackpool Airport. In fact, I can show you the pictures for those that haven't seen them. I can find them. Put them on. Don't sound too defeated, will you, John?
No. I've just been concentrating, saying, where's number 27?
I would if I could find it. Ah, there we go. Put it on big screen. There you go.
Yeah.
That's the picture. One of the pictures he took.
So
And he took
What's a code to that one?
That's what he was doing there.
Okay, I've not seen that one before. ZPW. Uh-huh. 58.
Yep.
Yeah, right.
Paul says, I only have 13 Spitfires in my collection, 3 Royal Australian Air Force ones. I think I've got another 2 to do. Sonic says, Grey Nurse sounds like a ghost. Yeah. Matthew, my great-granddad was shot on the first day of the Somme, died 10 days later of his wounds. Family didn't know he was buried near Albert in France. Yeah, it happened a lot, unfortunately.
Yeah, Grey Nurse is a
Paul says, cool, but Mikey, I'm surprised to learn they were issued. Yeah. Surprised to learn they were issued blue uniforms. I thought they were all black and white.
Yeah.
Do you know, that book only cost me £5 as well. You know that website, a catalogue I showed you, Gary?
Yep.
That's where I got it from, Postscript. It was only £5 for the book.
My dad used to buy loads of stuff from them. We've got actually one really interesting book. Well, a set of 3 books he got is the list of and description of the careers of every registered test pilot in the UK.
Wow.
So
interesting.
guys who like minor test, well, no one's a minor test pilot in my eyes, but guys who like did a career of just doing acceptance testing from aircraft all the way through to Winkle Brown and the likes. But everyone who was registered as a test pilot in by the military or by the Civil Aviation Authority and what they did. Really, really cool.
Yeah.
And that came from them.
I'm getting a book about the history of camouflage, and it's got all the different camouflage patterns that you currently use and stuff on uniforms, because I find that stuff interesting. Because I'm weird like that. I like looking at how the colours are built up and things and working them out. Jim says, I have a modest total of...
You're still trying to work out the difference between red and green, are you?
Jim says, I have a modest total of 3 Spitfires in my collection. Honestly, I prefer the Hurricane.
Yeah.
Hang on. Back. Julian says, Matthew, happy to look up more detail for him unless you already know what you need to know. Julian says, hello, plastic fondlers. Hello, Julian Davis. How are you, buddy? Paul says, Jim, Australia only had 1 hurricane. Yeah, they have typhoons instead, don't they?
No, I can look at the book. Yeah, I think, we only did have 1 hurricane.
Jim says, of all the bombastic-looking Great Wall moustaches, Kaiser Willie tops them all. Yeah. Kaiser Wilhelm. Matthew says, I already have the details, thanks, Julian. He died in action in the woods near Perone. He is buried in the Perone Road Cemetery. Kevin says, gotta go doctor's appointments. Julian TC Kevin. Julian, just wondered, Matthew, is there a lot of battles of the Somme? Yeah. Well, the Somme was actually a campaign rather than a battle, wasn't it? Julian says, hi. Ian says, I think I have a Spitfire in every kit scale. Ooh. Julian says, good time, missed you on Saturday. Oh. I don't know if he's talking to me there, but Julian says, hi all. Hello. Wow, we've dropped down to 15 people. People must be sick of hearing my voice.
Didn't want to say.
Ooh, hello. There's somebody pulling up outside our house. No, just letting some birds pass him. Oh, he's talking about me and you, Gary. He missed us. That's very sweet of him.
Oh,
Didn't think anyone cared.
Well, there you go. Okay, so brief overview. This is the only hurricane that Australia had. It makes a point that the Hawker Hurricane is one of only 3 RAAF aircraft, along with the Demon and HS-748, which bore the name of the famous Australian aviation pioneer, Harry Hawker. Blah, 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 blah. Born in Moorabbin, yada, yada. Anyway, 1941, the British government presented Australia with a tropicalised Hurricane Mark 1. The RAAF allocated it serial number A60-1, but the Hurricane retained its RAF serial V7476 throughout its service life. Assembled at number 1 Aircraft Depot, Laverton, which is my old stomping ground, August 41. Joined Central Flying School down the road, 10 Ks at Point Cook. Was used for familiarisation flights and more loan demonstrations. Transferred to communication flight at Laverton, where it was used for testing of anti-G suits designed by Professor Cotton of Melbourne University. So there you go.
Yeah.
It remained 1946. Now in silver paint, was transferred to RWF Point Cook, where it remained at a disposal park until sold on 1951. Transported to Merbau North in Gippsland, Victoria, but nothing remains of the aircraft now. But there you go. Oh, I know that hangar.
There we go.
That's at Lebanon.
Julian says
my
technically
hangar,
the Somme was the Somme River and the Somme River and the battles took place on an area of its banks. Yes, obviously. But it's known as the Somme campaign. Jim says, question, Mr. Evans, what are you working on?
Oh, at the moment, I'm trying to make the cockpit area of the Messerschmitt MYA-4 conversion for cargo duties known as the VMT. It's this. It will be done with the big cargo container on, which will be branded with hobnobs.
Wow.
So I'm doing this bit of it. So note to self would be, don't attempt a 1/144th scale kit of a Soviet-era bomber and expect to be able to put the paint masks on, because they're really small. Really, really tiny. But it's nice. It's nice enough to start, I guess. The fuselage is quite long, as you can see. It goes on and on.
Yeah.
So,
It's got a bend in it as well, hasn't it?
Yes, it has. It tips up towards the back for reasons. And, and huge wings, 4 engines in the wing roots. It's essentially the Bison bomber, but with a modified tail, twin tail unit, and the ability to carry a huge load on the back. So that's what I've been working on today. It's a fun build for the Hobnob challenge for Telford.
Cool.
Yeah. Awesome. I've read that one. Julian says, yada, yada, yada. Blimey, is John trying to hurry himself up? Yeah. Jim says, great show, everyone. Be seeing you. Okay, buddy.
Be seeing you.
Aussie Ian says,
Jim.
Australians used hurricanes. Australians used hurricanes in North Africa, 451 and 453 Squadron. I think 3 Squadron flew them for a short time as well. There we go.
Yeah, all RAF units. Only, yeah.
Sonic says, as a group of soldiers stood in formation. Yeah. As a group of soldiers stood in formation at an iron base, the drill sergeant says, all right, all you idiots fall out. As the rest of the squad wandered away, one soldier remained to attention. The drill instructor walked over until he was eye to eye with him, and the soldier smiled and said, sure, we're a lot of them, eh, sir? There we go. He was laughing. And Junior says, many things obvious to those interested in military history aren't to everyone. Yeah, I know. So, yeah. Right. We're at the 2 hour mark. So,
Yeah.
very quickly. Mal, what have you been up to?
I've had a bit more wash to that than I have done again, leaving it on a bit longer. And I've mainly been masking off.
Yeah.
I'll be careful because the wings are just on the stubs, masking off.
Yeah.
The Lysander, a wiggly demarcation line.
Yeah.
And an odd piece
What
in the wing.
wingspan's that, Mal?
What wingspan is it? Well,
yeah.
My scale pens in the. Well, that's a 6-inch ruler.
Uh-huh.
So it's about 12-inch. In fact,
About 35 centimeters.
It's had over 300 mil.
Yeah.
In fact, it's about 320.
Yeah.
315. Something like
So I've got that
So-
kit to build.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's
Oh,
it's
so
very
sweet.
good. Yeah. I'm going to
It's
use.
going to be about the same wingspan. 132 Albatross.
There's a what?
My 132 Albatross. That I did.
Albatross.
Well, there's a P51.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So it's a tad shorter, but with a greater wingspan.
And a lot taller.
Yeah, a lot taller.
Yeah.
So I guess the greater wingspan is a slow speed take up and landing stuff. One thing I've got to find out is whether the area under the slats and the inside of the or there isn't, but the area inside of the slats is interior green or not.
I don't know.
So if anybody knows, I have got a book, but I'm not sure it
Oh,
mentions it.
that's right. Yeah. No, because I didn't have that problem when I built the Garvey one. It doesn't have slats.
No, same. But it's a very nice kit. Yeah.
Excellent.
I'm going to fit the wings to paint the upper surface camouflage because underneath the underside there's a slight gap in the glazing, so I'm using the wing to cancel that out. Because then when they're on, you won't see it anyway.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Makes sense. How have you got on quickly, John?
Okay, very quickly, I'll just change camera. I've really enjoyed this session. It's been a delight to play around with this. There we are.
Nice.
Yeah. You may
Well done.
not see that much, but it does look beautiful. I love it. Full engine in this as well, so yay.
Lovely. Well done.
Oh, I hadn't mentioned it's an Edward 48 scale SE5A, Royal Aircraft Factory SE5A with a Hispano-Suiza engine. Mouthful, but I know.
There we go. What have you done, Tiff?
I've got some more furniture built. Little cupboard,
Oh, lovely.
a side table, and that is now falling apart. The glue hasn't dried on it, so it's starting to sag.
Yeah.
But yeah, just some more little bits of furniture.
Okay. Cool. Gary's just showed us what he was doing anyway. So, yeah. So that's it for today. Me tomorrow at 12 o'clock. Yeah. And we've got comments, people saying goodbye and things.
Mhm.
That's cool. Yeah. So me, John, Tiff, we're back tomorrow. It's supposed to be the funnies build, but there's only really John that's left building at the minute. So me and Tiff will probably be working on our own things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And
Cool. Right. See you all
I'm
tomorrow.
heading to Sydney on Wednesday night, but I'll be back in time for our Crank and Panzer bargain build.
Okay. And hopefully Guy will have survived dancing in the woods with a load of other men in his Y-fronts. So hopefully he'll be back on Thursday as well.
We should stop saying that.
Oh, come on. It is funny though, isn't it? Dancing. Bye, everyone.
All right.